Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to part 2 of your quarter 1 reading for January through March of 2022. This is the first part of the reading. If you didn't watch this yet, this first part is linked up down below. Make sure to watch part 1. And this is going to be part 2. We are just going to clarify everything that's going on here. So with the Four of Swords, you have the Four of Cups. Again, in your first reading, this is your energy. So, number 1, you're coming up in a very strong position, showing up as yourself with that Four of Swords. Like I was saying in your first reading, that Four of Swords is like what you are hoping or praying for, the blessings that you're hoping to have in your life. And I feel like this is just you showing up in a very strong position here, Gemini. I feel like you're attracting things into your life very quickly. With the Fool, you have the Hangman. Hangman says, like, there's no need to delay, you know? It's like, even, you have this total submersion card coming up, which basically says, dive in head first. You know, the card is saying you need to totally immerse yourself into a project. The Hangman, he's made the sacrifice. He has sacrificed the use of his arms and his legs to gain enlightenment. So it kind of, with the Fool, especially with the Fool card, it is clarifying the Fool right here. It is saying you're ready. You have everything you need. You have everything you need to start a new relationship, new business, whatever. It's like you have all the wisdom and knowledge you need to get started. So I would get started with that energy. With the High Priestess, you have the Devil. The Devil, you know, in the High Priestess could be like something sneaky or tricky. I would definitely be careful of sneaky or tricky energy. Kind of like in the background, I do get like a little bit of a manipulative energy, but I feel like it's not like this is not some sort of major shock or surprise to you, Gemini. I feel like either you have dealt with a liar, cheater, stealer, or you're dealing with a person who's emotionally manipulative is what's popping into my head. Meaning, like, anytime you talk about leaving or anything like that, they become emotional. But I feel like they're using your emotions. I feel like they're using their emotions against you. This doesn't even have to be in love, Gemini. This could be like family, right? It's like, maybe you want to move far away and maybe your family gets very emotional. But it's like, it's your life. You have to live experiences. I've met too many people in my life that have had amazing opportunities to have wonderful experiences, and they let people in their life prevent them from having those experiences really for no reason. You know, it's like people like to make the argument about family, like family being important, which, don't get me wrong, family is very important, you know, in your life, especially if it's something that's important to you. But it's like, that doesn't mean that you should, sacrifice your own experiences because maybe a family member doesn't want you to move cross country, or doesn't want you to move far away, or doesn't want you to travel or do something that you want to do. I get that feeling of being held back here. But I also get like past love or something popping into my head. I don't know, weird message, Gemini, I'm not going to lie. But I do feel for some of you, it's like you could still be dealing with like a ex or something, and I feel like they're manipulative. I would just be careful of the energy, is what I'd say there. With the Two of Pentacles, you have the Two of Swords. Again, like I said, lying, cheating, stealing. Two of Pentacles and the Three of Swords is like a breakup or a separation due to cheating. So some of you have probably dealt with that in the past. I feel like you're healing from it, though, because then we go to the Chariot, which is like a major victory. Total opposite. Remember what I said in the first reading. It's almost like the energy has come down, but at the last row here, the energy shoots back up again. So like I was saying in your first reading, it's almost like you're coming out of this dip period, whatever you want to call it, and now you're starting to experience wins. Three of Swords is about forgiveness, so I would definitely, I think forgiveness is a good thing with the Three of Swords because those swords are in your heart. They're not in the other person's heart. So I'm not saying you have to forgive them as in you have to go to them and forgive them, but forgiving them in your own heart will set you free. With the Five of Cups, you have the Six of Cups. I do get like what could have been here popping into my head. So, some of you could still be in that period of time where you're thinking about like what could have been, how things could have gone, all these other things. I don't think it's a bad thing as well. It's like I've watched plenty of relationship videos on YouTube because they all get recommended to me because I do tarot and I don't even care about relationship videos at all, period. But I watch them. And what I would say here is that it's like I've watched a lot of these, quote unquote relationship teachers and relationship experts, people who've been married like 26 times and claim that they're a relationship expert, or people who don't have a relationship and claim to be a relationship expert. Terrible idea, number one. Number two, what I would say here is that I think that a lot of these people will say things like, oh, you just have to move on. You just have to forget about the person, all this other stuff. I feel like as long as you're not staying stuck in the energy, it's okay we're all going to experience these moments where, in relationships, we think about what could have been or how things could have gone. It's like, I don't think we need to like try to force ourselves not to think about it. I think it's more about the amount of time that you spend in those thoughts. It's like, we're human. Of course, we're going to have those thoughts. Sometimes, I don't know what it is about today's psychologist or whatever. And my mom's a psychologist. So, if you're a psychologist and you're going to get offended, like my own mother is a psychologist. I totally get it, right? But it's like, I don't know what it is today where it's like, it's almost like these like life coaches and stuff make it seem like you can't have feelings or you can't you can't experience something for a period of time. I think it's more important that you don't get stuck in that period of time. Again, if you're reminiscing, if you're thinking about what could have been, it's like, that's fine. But you have the 5 cups here, which is like saying eventually you will turn around. The reason I'm not worried about it for you is because it's like, again, dip in the energy and you're bringing it back up. That's how I see your reading. For others, I feel like you could be thinking about money or something else in your life with that 6 of cups. So if this is not a love situation, it's like you could be having a little bit of stinking thinking where you're, getting mad that you're not making money or you're not finding success. But I think as long as you pull yourself out, like I said in the first reading and I'm saying in this reading, as long as you bring the energy back up, who cares? It'll be fine. With the 5 of Swords, you have the 3 cups. Celebration. Definitely a celebration coming in for you. And I feel like there's kind of like a turnaround coming in for you. I would be careful of anyone coming back from the past. I don't see this. I'm not saying an ex is coming back at all, period. I mean, they could be coming back into your life, but I would just be careful of them coming back to like mess your day up. 3 cups is a reunion. It does not mean that you're going to be with this person, but it could mean that this person is trying to come back in. I would just be careful of that. Everything on this side of the reading, everything over here is more new, is more fresh, is looking like something that's much better. With that Chariot card, you have the Strength card. Like I said, enjoy the journey with the Chariot. I feel I can't get away from this. I've never experienced this with the Chariot card. I'm seeing it like this. I'm seeing it as like a start and an end point. And I feel like the Chariot for you, Gemini, is saying enjoy everything in the middle. Like, enjoy the ride, enjoy the journey. And I feel like it really wants you to be patient and kind of like enjoy the getting to somewhere and don't just rush to a finish line. It's like I always tell people, it's like, why do you think they call it like a honeymoon period in relationships? It's like, that's the best part. It's like people are everybody's out there rushing to get married. It's like, why? It's like the beginning is the best part. Why not try to extend that for as long as possible? Same thing in like building a business, or same thing in just trying to become successful in the first place. I always tell people, like I just told the story the other day, it's like I moved to Seattle a few years ago with my brother, and it's like when we first moved there, we had like no money and we were like just scraping by, right? And, thinking back on those times, it's like those were the best times of my life. No money, just scraping by. That was like more fun than, a life with responsibilities and like all this other stuff, right? So I always tell people, it's like, don't try to rush to the finish line. It's like not as fun. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Emperor here. So definitely some sort of victory coming in for you. Could be an Aries that you are dealing with, or that's coming in for you here. I also feel it might not be an Aries. I think it might just be a person. If you are looking for love, I feel like there's a person coming in who's very driven, very motivated, very hardworking coming in for you. Could be any gender as well. And look at this. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Empress. Are you kidding me? Power couple. This right here is like divine counterparts, power couple type energy. Emperor and the Empress coming up together. Very abundant connection. So I feel like this is what's coming in for you. Again, if I feel the first 2 rows of this reading are this dip, a dip in the energy. When we go through a dip, I think sometimes we are just looking for comfort in general. So that's why I would be careful if someone's coming back from the past. It's like, could mess something up coming in the future that's going to be much better for you. That will be way more comfortable. Let's look into this. I'm going to get a little bit nosy, and I just want to look at this Emperor, Empress type of situation. Boom. 2 of Cups. Perfect match. 2 of Cups is, these 2 people are meant to look very different. They're meant to look like they come from a different background. And we definitely see that here. Chariot, Ace of Swords. It's like it could be a long distance relationship. Although I don't really feel long distance. I just think it could be I think really it's saying, the reading itself is saying, maybe this person is like moving to where you're from, or maybe you're moving to where they're from. So if you're moving or if they're moving, great, fine. It's still not long distance. But what I would say is I feel like it's just saying that you're either with a person or meeting a person who's very different than your usual type, or it comes from a different background, like the Two of Cups. The important thing with the Two of Cups is, it represents like very solid communication. They have the staff of Hermes between them, and it represents really good communication. Next, you have the Page of Wands. Enjoy the ride, enjoy the adventure. Page of Wands is a card of adventure, going on a new adventure as well. So I would just, enjoy the ride. And you have the Ace of Cups. Look at this. Damn, Gemini. If you're looking for love, this reading is amazing. I don't even do love readings, really. I just do whatever. Well, I do, because I do whatever comes up, whatever wants to show up. So if you're looking for love, this could definitely be a very solid connection. Look, Two of Cups, Page of Wands, and the Ace of Cups, with the divine counterparts right here, the Queen and the Emperor and the Empress. So there definitely could be a very solid connection coming in for you. If you're not looking for love, I would just say that this is some sort of journey that you're going to enjoy going on, like building a business or, building something in your life. Yeah. With the Two of Cups, Eight of Pentacles says the juice is worth the squeeze. Eight of Pentacles is material success on the horizon. It is like you put work into something, you are going to get a result out. And, pretty simple. So really nice for money. With the Page of Wands, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Love it. So gratitude and luxuries. The Nine of Pentacles is about being grateful for the things you do have. There's definitely communication here as well. Two of Cups, Ace of Swords. There's also this falcon that she is holding on her hand. Sometimes when I get readings like this where there's all this imagery that could represent communication or something, to me it kind of reminds me of like seeing something coming in before you actually receive it. So for a lot of you, it's like there's something that's inspiring hope maybe coming in for you. I would say again in the middle of February-ish, around that time frame is probably when you see that. I wouldn't worry about this dip you're in. I want to stress that here, Gemini. I feel the need to stress that as well. And with the Ace of Cups, you have the Four of Cups. Four of Cups says there is definitely like a solid offer coming in for you here. Four of Cups is like, is the grass greener on the other side? Four of Cups usually says no. But it's like, I feel there's this giant cup right here being offered to you, and I feel like it's this cup right here. So sometimes I feel like the Four of Cups is like saying, you've been asking for something. When the universe delivers, don't ignore it. Make sure you jump in, total submersion. Make sure you dive in head first and don't question it. I think we create a lot of resistance in relationships and things like that, because it's like we tell the universe we want a relationship, we get a relationship, and then we start thinking, oh, when is this person going to cheat on me? When are they going to lie to me? It's like we create a lot of resistance when we do that. So the Four of Cups says don't do that, not just in love, but other areas of your life as well. This is a really good reading here, Gemini. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. Also, make sure to watch part 1 down below if you haven't already. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your first quarter.